What's the deal? What's the deal? Y'all already know who the fuck it is. Asharenu, aka Hell Fresh as Hell, aka Lord Asar, Prince Raziel. Y'all already know. We back in this bitch once again. So we'll do something a little different today. What's up, Jay Flower? What's up, Spinosaurus? What's the deal? What's the deal? Now, this was a video request. So this wasn't just off my dome. You know, I was asked to make a video about this particular topic. So why not, right? Because obviously, you know, they may need some clarification when it comes to the game. No problem. So let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Let me actually get myself centered. I think that's good right there. So hopefully everybody is good. So today's topic will be Renegade Hoes. Now, of course, we're not going to spend all day on this topic. I feel it's not really, it's a big deal, but is it really a big deal? Let's find out. So let's start with the definition. Now, what is a renegade hoe? What is this even all about for those who may not even understand where I'm even going with this? So let me clarify. A renegade hoe is basically a hoe without a pimp. You know, trying to go about her hoeing without the spirit of the pimping. Just to give a basic definition, right? So a renegade hoe is pretty much, you can say, the modern day feminist, or the strong, independent woman who feels she can accomplish her goals on her own. Now let's go a little deeper into this, you know, scenario. Does it work? Does it not work? Can they be successful? Are they doomed to fail? And what are the dynamics between, you know, so let's just get into it, right? First and foremost, renegade hoes are looked down upon, and this is why. Because as we have been explaining, I don't even know what video I've been talking, you know, I've been uploading so many videos, I can't keep up with the titles. But I know I spoke about this briefly in one of these videos. But it is what it is. What's up? What's up? D? What's up, D? The problem with the renegade hoes is this. Because it's coming from an inflated ego, you know, I be talking about ego all the time, right? This is where this mentality comes from. This mentality comes from, I can do everything by myself. I don't need nobody, fuck everybody. I'm gonna just do it all alone. So I'm gonna hit these streets. I'm gonna go to school, get this knowledge up so I can start this business, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. The problem with this is, if you are not a mastermind, a master of self, it is damn near impossible to perform the job of a pimp and a hoe simultaneously with one person. So basically the renegade hoe is basically, I'm going to do some pimping and hoeing. I'm the pimp and the hoe. I'm just pimping myself. Right? Like I'm fulfilling both roles because, you know, she's the all powerful, right? The problem with this is, as I said, unless you are a mastermind, there is no way you can do what a pimp and a hoe does as one entity, as one unit. It's not going to happen. This is why they are doomed to fail. Now, let me go deeper into this as well, because what I mean by doomed to fail is this. Does this mean that a woman cannot pay her bills? Of course. She's selling her pussy. So, of course, she's making money. Can she keep her bills paid? Absolutely. Can she keep that car note paid up? Those lights on, take care of her kids? Absolutely. Remember, women rule the terrestrial plane, or the earthly plane, or the earth realm. So they have no problems getting money. They have no problem, you know, it's automatic. Even women outside of the game, women don't have any problems making money. They can get hired for jobs anywhere. It's no problem because this is their plane. So this isn't belittling their power. The problem comes in, as we know, because the pimps rule the extraterrestrial plane. You can say the mental plane, whatever you want to call it. It is impossible for a woman to take care of the earthly plane and the spiritual plane simultaneously and be successful. But to put all that weight on one person, that only comes from an inflated ego to feel that you can do that successfully. And you're just going to negate. Basically, you don't want to cut in no one else, and let's just say into your earnings. You want to keep everything that you make. All right? So this is why they are doomed to fail. This is why they're called renegade hoes. For those who don't know what a renegade is, it's like a rebel, you know, or a revolutionary. I'm not even going to say a revolutionary, more so like a rebel. A hoe is only doing this because she may despise pimps. So let's clarify that. The only reason why a hoe would be a renegade is because she despised pimps. For whatever reason she may have dealt with a bad pimp who put his hands on her, so on and so forth. So she kind of has a bad taste in her mouth when it comes to the pimping, because she didn't choose properly. So because she did not check herself, like I didn't choose properly, because hoes choose pimps. Pimps are not running up on hoes and like, yo, you gonna do this, you gonna do this. The woman must willingly pay the man continuously. No force is involved, right? So because of this, for whatever reason, they may have had a bad experience. So they're like, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm not dealing with no men. I don't need them, fuck them. So they had that mentality, and they carried that mentality into their profession. And because they carried this mentality into their profession, it isn't coming from a place of love. And because it's not coming from a place of love, it's actually coming from a place of confusion, misunderstanding, and maybe even hate. Because it's coming from a negative place, this is why it's doomed to fail. Because it's not rooted in love. There is genuine love between the pimping and the hoeing, the spirit of the pimping and the spirit of the hoeing. When the spirit of the pimping meets the spirit of the hoeing, they effortlessly blend together because they work well. Like, this is just like, oh, this is just a natural way of life. This is just what we do. So when a woman tries to take out the man, we're pretty much trying to go against nature. This is where the problem comes in. Why? Because she's pretty much creating her own rules and regulation as she goes. She doesn't have a man in her corner who's laying down the law. She's laying down her own law, which can be contrary to what needs to be done in real time. What do I mean by that? For example, she may be in a certain city that certain things just don't fly. Let's just say she came up, let's just say in the Midwest. She came up in the Midwest getting her money. She, you know, she done got her feet wet a little bit, so she know how the game goes. But she has only been to the Midwest. So she hop on the plane, come to the West Coast, and she try to bring that Midwest game to the West Coast, and she get knocked, and now she got to do jail time. Because she didn't understand the streets of the West Coast. How could she? She never been there. But who understands the streets of the West Coast? The pimping. Who's already there, who has already laid down the law, who is already successful in what he's doing. So because the woman doesn't want to go through protocol, she wants to create her own rules and regulations. This is why she's doomed to fail, because she doesn't know how it works outside of her city or wherever she got the game from. She's not going to be able to go somewhere else and use those same tactics. But of course, because the ego is just astronomically out of proportion, she's blinded to reality. So what does this do? This causes problems for everybody. This goes beyond her. Why? Because she makes the block hot. What does that mean? Because she's coming to the block with her own rules and regulations, doing whatever the fuck she wants to do, because she is the all-powerful, all-supreme. Now she's making it bad for the other women who have men who have already laid down the law. They're following protocol, making their money, not going to jail, ended up safe. Then they make it home every night. But she's like a motherfucking wildfire that's just burning everything up around her. Now she's bringing cops to the block. Now the tricks don't want to even come there because she's doing whatever the fuck she wants to do. Why? Because she doesn't want to be told what to do. And because she does not want to be told what to do, and she's bringing heat to the block, that's why she gets ran out and she has to go from city to city, block to block, stroll to stroll. She don't last long anywhere. Why? Because she does not want to follow protocol that was already established before she got there. So it's like she's coming on somebody else's block trying to sell a product, and you don't think you're going to be approached by those who's already selling the product? Like, who the fuck are you? Especially when you don't submit to the pimp as well. So not only are you coming on the block making the shit hot with your own rules and regulations, with that Midwest game and a whole different city, a whole nother energy wave, you coming with a plan that is not accurate outside of, again, the city that she may have came up in. So because she doesn't have the game like she's supposed to have, that's what the pimp does, so that she can do what she's supposed to do and make it back home every night and not get caught up with the madness. Renegade hoes are always caught up in madness, always got drama going on, are unstable. Why? Because if you're trying to learn the game, the mental game of the pimping, while simultaneously hoeing, it creates an imbalance. Because it's not supposed to be done by one person. There's supposed to be someone controlling the mental plane and someone else controlling the physical plane. The woman represents the physical plane. So the man is imparting his thoughts into the woman's mind so that she can properly navigate this earth plane, which is her plane. So he teaches her how to navigate the plane that's already natural to her. But who's going to teach her how to do that if there's no pimp? Who's going to tell her how to work the mind if she's rebelling against the game? You get what I'm saying? So this is going beyond, this is just what the hoes do. No, there is a reason why it works together, why they need to be blended in. Why it can't just be the pimping and can't just be the hoeing. They need to be together in order to be successful on a grand level. We're talking about being successful on a grand level. And that's why I say, yes, the woman will be able to keep her bills paid. But if we're talking about going to the next level, how is she going to do that if she's hitting the pavement for 16 hours a day? And how, when she comes home, she may have kids to raise. She got, you know what I mean? Like, and so in the midst of raising kids, making your money, putting the money in the bank, making sure that everything is paid, making sure everything is in line, where is she going to find the time to master her mind? Where is she going to find the time to learn the game? Where is she going to find the time to do anything outside of the hoeing and being a mother if she's a mother? Where is she going to find the time to do what the pimping is supposed to be doing while she's out doing what she's doing? This is what causes the imbalance. It's just not enough hours in a day. She just doesn't have enough energy to be completely committed to the hoeing and the pimping, because it does not work that way. And this is why they are destined to fail. Not because they are not capable, but because they are a rebel and they don't want to follow protocol. They want to be someone who, I'm going to do it all on my own, and it just never happens. Again, they get kicked out of the city by the pimping and the other hoes. Why? Because the women who do have men, they're going to make it hard for her, because this is their block. They have already established protocol, so they're not about to let a rebel come and fuck up their money, because she's coming with her own rules and regulations, making the block hot once again. So that's fucking up everybody's money. They're not going to let that happen. So for the women that do have pimps, they let it be known. They hit up the pimp like, yo, it's a renegade. fucking shit up. So either that pimp is gonna approach her and tell her, you need to choose a man. If you want to make money here, you need to choose up. You need to get with a man and do it correctly. And if she refuses, they're gonna make it hard for her to get any money. The women may beat her ass. They may put paws on her. Just make it really hard for her to get money because she's trying to go against the grain, and that's just not how the game is supposed to be played if you're trying to win. So the women with the men, they're trying to win. They're trying to stay in line. They understand how the game goes because the pimping has laid the foundation down already. So all they got to do is play their part. Easy money when everything runs smoothly. But if somebody is coming in trying to disrupt that flow, which fucks it up for everybody. So let's just say it may be 3 or 4 pimps that run that block. And they all come together and exchange information. And they're doing this over the course of 5 years. They're going to have mastery over what to do and what not to do, how to be successful and how not to be successful. Because they are interacting with each other, sharing the game, kicking the game. So when the block does get hot, one pimp is calling another pimp, yo, keep your hoe at home. It's police all over the place. So that you don't end up going to jail and your woman doesn't end up going to jail. Because there's a communication line. There is no communication if the woman has no man. So he can't communicate with the other P's. And she can't communicate with the other hoes because they don't like her because she's out of pocket. So you see how this can cause complete chaos. And why this woman is disliked, because she is the opposite of how things are supposed to be. There is no way she's going to be successful on a grand scale. In modern day times, you can say these renegade hoes are like these Instagram models, these Instagram hoes selling pussy online. Fucking selling naked pictures and videos and shit. Because they don't want to follow the rules and regulations of a man. I'm just gonna do it all myself. I'm gonna, show my pussy, sell these pictures, sell these videos, yada yada yada. We know these women there dominate the web at this point. The issue is because they are renegade hoes, meaning they may not even ever hit the pavement. They just sit in the house all day taking photos and dealing with horny men. They don't even go outside. So you can say they're not even authentic hoes in today's times because they don't even want to hit the pavement. They're scared to hit that pavement. They're scared to put their life on the line. They are afraid because they're not built the same way a real hoe is built, who has to go out and war every single day. They're not built like a real pimp who has to go out and war and survive that war and thrive in the war. So not only is the pimping and the hoeing thriving in wartime, but they have to survive. So we're talking about survival. If we're talking about a pimp and a hoe, and this is all they do, it's not the pimp / drug dealer, right? It's not the hoe / webcam model. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, when women come doing their own thing, thinking that they know better than the man, it just does not work. But do they make money? Do they keep their lights on? Yeah. No problems there. But do they thrive? Do they thrive like you see the pimping and hoeing thrive? No, you don't see that. You don't see these Instagram models, these webcam models, like seriously thriving the way they could be thriving if they had a man in their corner. It does not equate because it's not supposed to, because you're only one person. You don't know it all. The man doesn't know it all. The woman doesn't know it all. But when they blend together, things start to happen almost magically. Because those spirits get to moving within that pimp. The spirits get to moving within that hole, and magical shit happens. Because it is truly black magic. How do you think this shit works? But most people, we're not even going to get into that aspect of the game because that's a little bit advanced. right? So yes, it needs to be a balance of energy, right? So you already know what it is. Again, we're not gonna spend too much time on this subject. I just want to lay down a foundation as to why this does not work and why this plan is unsuccessful. And you can do your own research. Look at these Instagram hoes. Look at these webcam models. They're doing all right. No, I'm not gonna take that away from them. They're doing all right. But mentally, they're brain dead. Mentally, they're just not there. Their body may be banging, so there's no problem getting the money. But mentally, it's just they're like childish because nobody has been there to cultivate their minds. If their minds are not being cultivated on a continuous level, a pimp is always giving game to his bitch every single fucking day. He is spitting to this woman, making her better every single day, cultivating her mind. So if you take that out of the equation, her mind is not being cultivated, just the body. She's hitting the gym, right? She may be hitting the gym. Again, the body may be on point. She got that mastered. Remember, women have the earth plane mastered. However, again, if it ain't up here, you're not going nowhere because you truly don't have the game like you're supposed to have it because you're trying to be a fucking renegade, trying to make your own rules and regulations and not respecting the ancestors. That's why they're doomed to fail, because they don't respect the ancestors. They don't respect the founders that laid this game down for them to be successful. The game was laid down the way it was laid down so that you can be successful. Not so that you can go against the foundation, but you to go against the ancestors. It doesn't work. And the last point I want to hit is someone also left a comment and they said that pimping is not a part of black culture. Because I did say that. I said pimping is a part of black culture, whether we like it or not. Somebody said that was a lie. That's not facts. So I asked that person, show me where the fuck else this exists in the way it exists here in America. Yes, there may be pimps in India, Asia, Mexico, Europe, Australia, even Antarctica, right? It may be all over the world, but nobody does it like that American pimp. Nobody does it like that American pimp. It's just nothing else like it, and there's just nothing nobody can say about it, right? So it is what it is. People just don't like hearing the truth. They don't want to associate that. Like, what does pimping have to do with black culture? So black culture is all about black excellence. A pimp represents black excellence, does he not? The woman represents black excellence. Just because she's selling pussy, don't make her less than a woman. Just because that man is in the streets, don't make him less than a man. He can still represent black excellence. She can still represent black excellence, and they do. That's why they always fly as fuck. Do you not see it? They always fly. And if they not fly, they gonna get fly. Representing black excellence. So whether you agree or not, this is the part of culture. Just like drug dealing is a part of culture. Even though I recommend don't get involved in that trade. If you're gonna be inside of any trade, get into some pimping or some hoeing. Why? Because you have more of a chance to be successful than somebody who's solo. Alright, hold on. Hopefully y'all get the point, right? So for all my women out there who may be thinking about being a renegade, just know that it's not a good idea. Humble yourself to the game. Humble yourself to the mind of a pimp and allow him to cultivate it and make your mind his cannabis. But of course, you have to trust the person to do this, right? That's why the woman chooses the man. Choose wisely, because that will determine your success or failure, how you choose. And again, because a woman may have chosen wrong and may have had a bad experience, do not allow that bad experience to taint your vision of what the pimping and the hoeing is supposed to be and how the game works and how it has operated since the beginning of time. Don't allow your ego to make you think that you can go beyond the ancestors and how they laid it down, and you can do better. Because I have yet to see it. I have yet to see these renegade hoes do better than the real hoes. I have yet to see it. Show me a renegade who's doing better than someone who's really putting in that work. It's not going to find it. You're just not going to find it. Because they are not stable. Right? And someone is saying pimps are not built like they used to because everything changes. Everything changes. So right, you're not going to have the 70s pimps in 2018, 2019, 2020. The game evolved because it had to. The game had to evolve. So even if the pimping from like the 70s or whatever was in 2018, 2019, they wouldn't know how to operate this game. And that's facts. They wouldn't even know what to do. Just like the 2018, 2019, 2020 pimps wouldn't know what to do back in the 70s. It just doesn't mix. You can't take someone from the past and apply them now. Oh, well, if they were still built like that, well, it don't work like that. The game evolved because it had to. You had to get flyer. Why? Because it's like, oh, this is how a pimp is. Once you know what the pimp archetype is, you know what the suit and tie, you know, pimps had a signature look. But everything evolves. It had to, or it would have died. So the game will always evolve. So when we get to 2040, the game will be even more sophisticated than it is now. That's why you have to be able to keep up, because the game is always evolving, no matter what game you are a part of. Like technology is always evolving, the human body is always evolving. We are in the realm of evolution. Not in the sense that science teaches you, just evolution of energy. Right? Someone's asking me about virgins. Wait, hold on, did I read that correctly? What are your thoughts about virgins? Do they play a part in this, or can they? No, they don't. Keep kids away from this. Keep kids. I don't even recommend dealing with teens at all. If the woman can't buy a drink, leave her alone. Fuck if she's 18. If she can't sit at a bar and talk to a trick with alcohol in her hand and sip that shit, don't waste your time. So of course a virgin, what the fuck is a virgin even doing here? If we're talking about prostitution, if we're talking about the sex trade, why would a virgin even be anywhere around this? Now, again, do bad pimps pimp children? Absolutely. Bad pimps do bad things, but they don't last too long. These are the motherfuckers that get 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Because that ain't a part of the pimping at all. Dealing with children, that ain't no part of the game. And anybody who participates in that will have to pay, because a pimp god will punish you, because that's not a part of the game. It's not a part of the game. So just letting that be known. Stay away from the kids, stay away from the teenagers, because they don't, what are you going to do with a fucking 18-year-old? She's of legal age, but how much can she really do? Again, she can't even sit at a bar and have a conversation with a trick. What the fuck is she going to do? But when you're dealing with a grown-ass woman, well, that woman can go anywhere on this planet and make it happen. That's the difference. So I'll see if I have any questions before we check out. So I think I got everything. Shout out to everybody. I was looking at you when you was in New York. Yeah, you know, I don't really talk about it. You know, it's, if you know, then you know. And I just leave it at that. I don't need to brag about, yeah, I've been here, I've been this, I did that. It's already known. You know what I mean? I've already documented that history. That's 2017. You know, we going into 2019. So I'm thinking about, you know, I'm on a whole different plane. Let me see. Softfire says, I'm not a hoe, but I do need more game. We all can use more game. But when you not the hoeing, then it's like, I don't think you can find any use with this type of game if you don't participate in the lifestyle. I don't know what a regular woman doing regular things. I don't know how this type of information would be useful to you. Now you can like, okay, I can apply it to my business, and nah. If you ain't within the spirit of the horn or the spirit of the pimping, then it's not going to really benefit you. Now, yes, you can have a pimp mentality, you can have a hoe mentality, absolutely. But you're still limited on how far you can go if you don't fully embody the lifestyle. Now, why wouldn't a person fully embody the lifestyle? Because they're afraid that they may go to jail. They're afraid that they may choose the wrong person. There's a lot of fear and distrust that goes into it. But if you are true to the game, what is the saying? Finish it. The game will be true to you. It's just as simple as that. If you stay on code, then you will attract a person who also stays on code. If you a fucking renegade, then guess what? You're gonna attract a renegade P. If you are a renegade hoe, it's just as simple as that. It is what it is. So you have to be mindful of staying on code. Stay on code. I keep saying this shit. It don't matter. Stay on code. That's how you be successful. You have to stay in pocket. There are certain things that need to be done and certain things that should not be done to keep you from being in this white man's system. What pimping can you do behind bars? What hoeing can you do behind bars? That's not where you want to be. But you have to be sophisticated in your thinking to avoid those type of situations. All right? All right. So I see everybody in here. Softfire, Petunia, what's up, Dark Wizard? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna even give everybody a shout out. We're just gonna check out. You know, we didn't spend enough time on this subject. But definitely, you know, catch up on the videos if you haven't caught up on it. You know, check out the website, asharenu.com. Nothing else. And that's it, you know. That's all the advertisement I have, you know. Just got one website. And it is what it is. So we'll be checking out and make sure I got everything. So again, I'm not saying that I'm taking video requests. I just wanted to clarify this. You know, because again, I'm not going to spew anything out of my mouth that I can't back up. So just to stop the confusion, I just wanted to make a video instead of just leaving a comment. So I just wanted to address anybody who was feeling any type of way about anything that was said. Hopefully this gave you some clarification, just some understanding. And again, this isn't for you to go do it if you ain't already about that life. This is just to give you clarification in case there was a misunderstanding in what was presented. All right. Let's see. What about the escorts at the places like a bunny ranch? Those are just low-level hoes. Why? Because if you had to limit yourself to a brothel or a bunny ranch, do they make good money? I'm pretty sure. This is what I'm saying. I'm certain that they make good money because motherfucking men are just coming in because y'all may not know this, but prostitution is only illegal in a city with more than 400,000 people. Just in case you didn't know. That's the only thing that makes prostitution illegal is because it's based on the amount of people in a city, not because of the moralism, not because it's right or wrong, good or bad, positive or negative. It's just simply about how many people are in a chosen city. So if it's over 500,000 people, the prostitution is illegal. If it's under, you go to a city with 300,000 people, oh, the pussy would be sold anywhere and everywhere. But that's just how the law works. It's not about moralism. It's just about, oh, we can't have that in major cities, but the smaller cities have your way. And that's just how the game goes. That's why you have to go cross country. You need to see it for yourself. And again, it's only for those who are already got their mind made up. If this is not your lane, this is just information for you. And again, I'm not sure what you're going to do with it, other than just gaining clarity about something that may have been misunderstood. And if that's all it is, then that's all it is. So again, let me see. See, here we go. Not going to make nowhere near the amount of money as a hoe at the bunny ranch. Again, I don't know if you was here before. I said women rule the terrestrial plane. Women have no problem making money. That is never an issue. So yes, a woman can work at the bunny ranch and make plenty of dollars and be just fine. That's an option. But these women mentally are just not there. And that's my point. They can make all the fucking money they want. But I don't see these escorts at these bunny ranches doing anything of significance. Making plenty of money, right? Probably got the Gucci, the Fendi, got the Benz and all that. Sure. Because you don't need intelligence to have material things. And that's where people get confused. You don't even have to have intelligence. You just need to know how to move. It's simple shit. But if we're talking about having an elaborate mind, a mastermind, you're not going to find that at a bunny ranch. You're just not going to find it. It just is what it is. But again, most women are not thinking like that anyway, so they just want the money. So of course, just go to the fucking bunny ranch and get your money. It is what it is. All right. I have a question. Why it seems that some women, when they see the light in their man, they become a blocker in different levels. Because some women are haters. Some women just get with you just to destroy you. Some women have that mentality. Oh, let me get with this pimp to destroy his stable. He may be fucking with 6 other bitches, but she want to come in and fuck up his whole operation. This happens. This is a reality. You have women who literally just want to see how the operation is ran just to fuck it up. Just a natural renegade at heart. Because they have hate in their heart. They have anger issues anyway. Again, it may have been from a previous pimp. It may have came from their father. Whatever. Some past shit fucked them up anyway. So again, they just have a hatred for men. So they just want to destroy men. That's just their mentality is set on that. On destruction, chaos, and madness. They just fixated on that shit. Gets them off. Destroying shit. Seeing pimps locked up in jail. Like that. That's what they want to see. And this is why, even a pimp, all money ain't good money. Just because a woman is putting money in your hand don't mean you gotta take it. Everybody has to go through that interview process, and that will determine your success or failure. How elaborate are you in the interviewing process? But again, if you're not in the game, you don't even know what I'm talking about. But just to answer the question. So we're gonna get up out of here. If you're already in a woman's head, is it a good idea to give her a mental push into this lifestyle? If she shows characteristics of the hoe, like if you're dealing with a woman and she has hoish characteristics, meaning she's like a wannabe hoe, she admires the hoeing, but she may not know how the game work, but you do, or you're interested in knowing that. So don't push her into this lifestyle. You gotta already be the pimping. And that hoeing within her will activate when you activate the pimping within you. So don't negate that part of it. So if you're trying to push a woman into this lifestyle, you gotta be within the spirit of the pimping first. And when you get into the spirit of the pimping, it's gonna activate the spirit of the hoeing within her, and it's just gonna blend together effortlessly. So it ain't even, you don't even have to use force. You don't have to push. You just be the pimpin', and she will naturally gravitate to it, if that's who she truly is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So there's no need to have any physical force. You don't have to push nothing. Just be the pimpin' and allow the horn to magnetize themselves to you. All right. Yeah, definitely. Women on the street are more advanced because they deal with more reality, because they're not limited to a box. They're not limited to a bunny ranch. They got the whole fucking pavement. They got the whole fucking city. So of course they're going to be more advanced. It's like anybody with street knowledge is more advanced than people with school knowledge. Why? Because they're more rooted in reality. They didn't read a bunch of books. They studied the game of life. They studied the book of life. So they are more advanced in reality and how the world actually works versus, the fantasy that is portrayed as the so-called American dream. Right? All right. At the bunny ranch, you might get a lawyer, judge, etc., but a real hoe would get them as well. Maybe a prince in Saudi Arabia, for example. Absolutely. A hoe is limitless when her mind has been cultivated by the pimping. Trust me, she can come up on bands every night. If that mind is cultivated correctly, she will come up with bands every single night. Trust me, this is, I'll leave you with this. A woman who has a cultivated mind, let's just say, for example, even if she makes $1,000 in a night, which is relatively low in the grand scheme of things, even if she does that in a 30-day process, she made in 30 days what most people make in a year. Because on the worldwide scale, most people only make 30 grand a year. Not just America. If we're talking about the entire world, the average salary for the entire world, the average is 30 grand a year. So most people make that or under it. And that's 99% of the fucking population. So if you're trying to be a part of that 1%, that's why you take those risks. Like, I ain't trying to be the motherfucker who just stuck in that 30 grand or that 60 grand or that 90 grand, even that 100 grand. Because the pimpin' could be making as much as the president if done properly. But you got to set your board up right. You got to have the right knowledge to accomplish your goals. You know. So it is what it is. Do the horn and the pimping get limitless with time or from the get-go? Of course it comes with time. You have to master your city and expand. So if you start off in LA, you master your city and you make it to New York and you master everything in between. That's why the pimping in the home was all about traveling. Why? Because if one city gets too hot, you just go to the next city. But you got a whole bunch of local jokers, which is the term, motherfuckers who don't want to get up and travel. And that's how they get caught up, because they don't want to leave their city. They got too comfortable in LA, or they got too comfortable in New York, when you're supposed to merge all of these energies together. You start in LA, but you end in New York. But that's just in the Americas. The pimping can go overseas too. You're not limited to the Americas. You're not limited to the States. You got pimps who send hoes overseas to get those euros. But your game got to be super advanced. But it takes time, of course. It takes cultivation. It takes dedication. Meaning you can't half-ass, you can't half-step. Because you know you can lose your life if you play with this shit. You can lose your life. You can lose your freedom if you play with this shit. So it must be taken seriously. You have to give your whole. Again, it ain't no pimp/drug dealer, pimp/rapper. No. Strictly pimping and mastery of the pimping. But that's, again, if you are in that lifestyle. If you're a rapper, then be a rapper. If you're a drug dealer, be a drug dealer. But all these motherfuckers trying to mix and mingle, they don't make it too far. You know, just do your history. All right. So I appreciate that you're a huge inspiration. Yeah, Hotep. So we out. Hopefully y'all learn something. I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do with it, but do something with it, hopefully. So we out. Y'all take it. I was gonna say y'all take it easy, but no, use your mind. Contemplate on this. Because when you understand how this works, you can understand how the entire world works. It's only one game in the entire world, pimping and hoeing. Somebody's getting pimped, and there will always be a hoe. And it don't matter what profession you're in. Either you pimping or you hoeing. What's your position? And if you are the hoeing, who's cultivating your mind? The boss at the job or the pimping in the streets? The white man or the black man? Who do you put your trust in? That will determine how far you go in life. So we out this bitch. One.